my name is Leanne Agerman and I'm the Assistant Director of the Lake County Board of Elections and Registration. This training video will cover the inspector kit. And the first thing you need to know is that the voting machines and all of the ADA equipment will be delivered by professional movers to the polling location prior to Election Day. So when you arrive to set up, that equipment will already be there. The inspector kit is picked up by the inspector on the Saturday before the election. So the first thing the inspector will need to do is verify the precinct number and make sure that you have the correct precinct number for Election Day. Once you get home, you're going to want to verify all of the contents to make sure that you have everything that you need for Election Day. The inspector is charged with running the precinct on Election Day and making sure everything runs smoothly. When you verify the contents of the bag, the first thing you're going to look for is the inspector envelope. The inspector envelope contains the list of the poll workers. You'll have two sheets, one for the Democrats and one for the Republicans. You're going to want to make sure that you call all of the poll workers to go with you for a setup, or at least invite them to come with you for the setup. This is not about whether or not you can complete the setup by yourself. This is truly a bipartisan effort, and it's about making sure all the poll workers are comfortable with the setup once the election is ready to start on Tuesday morning. So you'll get your poll worker information out of your inspector envelope. It will also contain your passcodes. So the passcodes for the poll pad and the voting machine will be in this envelope, so you're going to make sure you keep this and you take it back with you on Election Day to the polling location. The next information you will find in your inspector kit are the posting materials. So you will have a sample ballot, you will have voting instructions for the machine, the Indiana Voters Bill of Rights, and your Vote Here posting sign for the front door of the polling location. Please take some tape with you so you can adhere these signs to the doors and the walls. Just please make sure that they are visible to all the voters coming in and they are easily readable. You will also have some training materials. You will have the Election Day Handbook, which has a lot of step-by-step information in it, just some detailed information about how to run the polls, so make sure that that's available to you on Election Day so you can refer back to it. The poll worker training guide, the instructions for the voting machine, all of these materials are ready for you on Election Day. Just make sure that you check the kit for them. You will have the 50-foot rope to set up the chute for the polling location. This is a very important part of each precinct. You're going to want to make sure that this is set up at every precinct. The 50-foot rope starts at the door to the room that the voting machines are in. So if you're in an interior room, that the chute may extend through the hallway, but if you're in a building where the front door opens into the room where the voting machines are, then it will extend outside. So you can tie the end of it to a chair or something else. Just make sure that it's extended 50 feet and clearly marked for the voters and clearly marked for any campaign workers that are working outside of the polling location. You will find 3 sets of cards, or 3 cards in your inspector kit. You will have the green start card, the blue voting card for the judges to use with the machines, and the red tally card. The red tally cards do not get used until the end of the day. After 6 p.m., after all of the voters have voted, the tally card is inserted into the machines. You'll have a separate training video on that process, but this is what comes back to the county that is used for us to get all of the tallies from the machines for your election results. You will have your jetpack or MiFi. In some locations you could have a little bit larger version called a cradle point. Your iPad printer and your iPad. Your iPad will be sealed in a separate envelope, in a white envelope for you to open once you get to the polling location. You will have your iPad stand with your stylus. It's in 3 pieces, so you'll need to put the stand together as soon as you arrive and make sure that everything is functional and working properly. You will have the inspector book in your kit. This is a book full of all of your forms. So this will have your oath as well as many different forms that you might need throughout Election Day. There is a list of the form names and the form descriptions on the book, so make sure that you keep this handy throughout the entire day. You will also have a list of registered voters. For the list of registered voters, please remember this is for backup purposes only. You are not to use this instead of signing people in on the poll pad. People need to be signing in on the poll pad, but in the event that someone's not in the poll pad and you can't get a hold of someone in the office, you need to make that your first phone call. But in the event that you're not able to find any help or find someone in a poll pad, you can use this list to refer to find out if someone is registered in that precinct. So please note that the inspector book, as well as the list of registered voters, the covers may be in different colors. We typically change them from election to election, so they may be in any number of colors when you receive them. Please make sure that you take with you to the polling location your meals for the day. It's a long day, so please take plenty of drinks and snacks. Sometimes that is provided for you, sometimes it is not. So please take enough with you to provide for the day, and then if there is something else brought in, then you have it if you would like it, or you can certainly pass for that. Make sure that you have tape so you can secure the posting materials to the walls or to the door. And anything else you might find helpful to get through the very long day of election day. So just have that with you. Verify the contents of your kit. You will also find your provisional ballot bag, which is a red cloth bag that contains the instructions and all the materials for your provisional ballots. This is a sealed bag. So if the seal is not broken, then when we get this kit back, we understand that you have not used provisional ballots throughout the day. If the seal is broken, we know that you have gained entry into the bag and that it indicates that you have probably used provisional ballots on that day. So if that seal is broken, go ahead and leave it open and we'll know to check that kit to see if there are any provisional ballots. You will also find an envelope for emergency ballots. Please remember, emergency ballots are only to be used in the event of a complete loss of power. So if you need to use the emergency envelopes, again, the instructions are on it. The ballots are inside the envelope, and you will be able to access those if you need them. If you do not need them, please leave the envelope sealed so we know that they were not needed. That should be everything that should be in your inspector kit. There should be a few more supplies, but if you're missing any of these essential pieces, please call the office right away so we can make arrangements to get you all of the equipment that you need. Thank you.